Hotel history is created for adult audiences. Content may not be suitable for all listeners. Discretion is advised. You're listening to Hotel History. We take you with us through the sordid history and scandals of some of the world's most famous and infamous hotels. I'm Dieta.
And I'm Yael. Let's get started.
Last week was our first episode of the summer with our Route 66 interview with Chris Reynolds, but this is the kickoff to our summer theme episodes, which is going to be dun, 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 Cosmic Summer.
Summer. We didn't say it on time.
Wow.
Cosmic Summer. Or as I like to call it, Cosmic Summer.
Yeah, Elle cannot get this right. It's my fault. I changed the name of it too many times. It's my fault.
Well, I feel like it all kind of, it's like both.
Yeah, it started out as Alien Summer or Extraterrestrial Summer, which was way too hard to say. And then the more we explored ideas, I just kept expanding it. And so we settled finally on Cosmic Summer. So the reason that we decided to go with this Cosmic Summer theme is because Yael told me that she was obsessed with the show Roswell when she was a teenager, and her lifelong dream has been to go to the UFO festival in Roswell. And I was like, well, if I can figure out a way to make it a hotel history trip, then maybe we can go.
And we somehow did it. Well, you somehow.
The idea just sort of expanded from there because we started looking into what connections there were between outer space and hotels. And there were a lot more than we thought there would be.
I bet you there's even more than what we found.
Yeah.
And soon we'll go to Mars. Go to a hotel on Mars.
So for our very first episode, though, we are going to talk about a road trip that we took last month, which was a lot of fun, a lot of unexpected things along the way. We've talked about it a little bit in our episode last week, the Route 66 part of it that we took, but there was a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
So we want to just kind of take you through that very interesting time we had.
Yeah, our road trip wasn't long. We were away for 3 days?
Yeah, I think so.
3 days, 2 nights. And we the shape of our road trip, it started in LA, but it was like a triangle. We went, let me get my map out. I need the map. We have a Google map with all our stops, and of course stops we didn't get to go to. So we started our road trip. We wanted to hit up the Extraterrestrial Highway, but also we wanted to go a little bit on Route 66 because obviously, why not?
Yeah, it's a Centennial year. Perfect time to hit a little bit of it if it fit in, which it did.
Yeah, that was really nice. There's so much on Route 66 that we didn't get to go. I mean, we didn't do a whole thing. We did mostly the California section of it.
Yeah. And not even the whole California section.
Not even, yeah. But our first stop was Vasquez Rocks, which is my favorite place. It's the background of a lot of films and TV shows. And of course, it's the number one thing on my favorite show, Roswell. So yeah, we had to go.
It's really funny to me that it played so heavily into the Roswell TV show because that is not the landscape of southern New Mexico. that does not exist there. But that's Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, Roswell was filmed in West Covina. So yeah. I think they did a good job in the town. It kind of looked like any other town. That was really fun. That's I want to go back just to do a hike there.
The first day of our trip, we were on the way to Tonopah, Nevada. That was going to be our first stop. So we traveled along 14 to start with, which is where we made our first stop at Vasquez Rocks.
But our next stop was a very surprising and fun stop, which was Gus's Fresh Jerky. Basically, we were going up 395, but then we took a right and we ended up going on 190, and Gus's Fresh Jerky is right there. Like he's the fork in the road on the way to 190. And it's just this little old looking gas station area that says jerky. and there's a guy, and his name, well, his I guess his nickname is Gus, but his full name is Augustus, right?
His name was Gustav. His uncle's name was Augustus. The first Gus was Augustus.
The first Gus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was super friendly. He's originally from Louisiana, and we took pictures outside and everything. And then we went inside, and he gave us little samples of his jerky and of honey. It was really cute. He's so sweet. We ended up talking to him for like 45 minutes. It's one of those things where you meet a local, they're on a different time zone than you are. But that's the point of traveling. Like, he was just so nice. If you go on this road, stop at Gus's Fresh Jerky. I felt like that was one of the highlights of the trip, was just talking to him.
Yes. Yeah. I love getting to just talk to people and see what their lives are like in a part of the state that neither of us had ever been to before, and just getting to see how people live in different areas. So from here, we had a choice. We could either keep going north on 395, or we could continue on 190 and then go through Death Valley. And since neither one of us had ever been to Death Valley before, we said, obviously, that's the more interesting way. So that was really cool. The landscape in Death Valley, I absolutely recommend. We stopped and saw the sand dunes. And when we got out of the car, we realized that the temperature had drastically increased.
Yeah.
Where we were before. It was only the middle of May, and it was already 110 degrees in Death Valley.
So hot. It's so hot. Yeah. And as you're driving, there's a sign that says, turn off your AC. Your car's gonna overheat. It's like, yeah, it's really hot and you want to be cool, but like, this is not a good idea. And if you get stuck, you got to wait for someone to, I mean, cars came, but we really didn't see that many people. We were dying of just keeping the AC off for like, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God. And so we're like, okay, it's 109. We'll wait till it's 106. Okay, 105. And then finally you're like, okay, it's 100. It's fine. Let's turn back on the AC.
Yeah, eventually when we got to like 5,000 feet elevation, the temperature had dropped back down enough to risk the air conditioning.
But it was so pretty. The landscape was, I mean, it's like, yeah, you have to go with good company, I would say.
Yeah, if you're going to be uncomfortable in the car, you really better have good company.
But you know where else we stopped? We forgot to mention is, I don't know if this was near Death Valley, but it was that place that looked like we were on a different planet.
Oh, yes. That was Red Rock.
Yeah, that was Red Rock. Oh my God, that was so nice. I said it looked like Petra.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of the places that we stopped, it really had an otherworldly look to it. It fit right in with this idea of cosmic summer. It was perfect, actually.
After that, where else did we go?
Oh, the Goldwell Open Air Museum. After we passed into Nevada, we stopped at this open air museum and ghost town called Rhyolite. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
I don't remember.
But
But we should really make a list of all the places we went.
yeah, I think we're gonna have to. It's this really cool, like sculpture garden almost. Like
It's really fun. There was no one there. We were the only ones
yeah.
there. Most of the places we went to, we were the only two people there.
I have to say, I am so impressed with the amount of weird and cool roadside attractions that America has. Even with
Oh my
just this
God.
tiny little 3-day road trip we took, we saw
Yeah.
so many cool and weird things on the side of the road.
I really like this sculpture place. This guy sculpted what looks like sheet ghosts.
Yeah, they look like
But
cheat ghosts.
they look like sheet ghosts. And so they're posing, and there's one sculpture where I think it's supposed to be the last supper.
And then there's another sheet ghost, like back a ways, holding a paintbrush and palette, like he's the artist painting.
Yeah, yeah, and then one is on a bike or next to a bike or something. Yeah, we'll share
So many,
photos, but
so many
it
photos.
was
Yeah,
fun. And then there was a big Lego woman I thought was Trump.
but it was just like a naked blonde woman.
Because it looked like yeah, it was Lady Trump.
It's hard to explain. What the photos are so necessary. And then when you just drove down the road a little ways, there's a ghost town, just like the creepiest abandoned like skeletons of this old town. There was like a schoolhouse and a bank, maybe, I think. This is on like the eastern boundary of Death Valley National Park, and this town began in 1905 as a mining camp that sprang up after somebody found silver, probably. And so, just like a lot of the mining camps, they built up into real towns, and then the gold or silver vein ran dry and they were abandoned.
And no one decided to clean it up.
Yeah, and everyone was like, well, this place is worthless now, move on.
There's a lot of that. There's just like people like left things.
Yeah, a lot of the places we went actually in Nevada, you could tell like the mining dried up and people just
That's it. Like they didn't decide to do something else with the land or to get rid of the splintery old wood.
Yeah, they just picked up and moved on and left it behind them.
There was like a town. Like some people still live there.
Sometimes some people still lived there.
It was very interesting. And then we got to the abandoned car place.
Yeah, so from Rio Light, we continued north onto Highway 95. And so now we're on the highway that takes us to Tonopah. But first, we stopped in Goldfield at the International Car Forest.
And that was cool. So there's a bunch of old cars that are half stuck in the ground with a bunch of graffiti on it. And but some people really put some artistic designs. It wasn't just, lettering.
Yeah. And it's like you could drive through this car forest and it like winds up along a hill basically, and there's buses that are standing on end, all kinds of different cars. There was a ton of alien graffiti, funnily enough, which
alien. But that was really fun. And then there's in this town is really cool. I really like Goldfield because it looks like an old Western town. And there's some parts that, you go back in time. We went to see this place. It was closed when we were there, but we took a picture of the outside, called Santa Fe Saloon and Motel. And this is like frozen in time. And that whole area, there's just like it's an old Western town. Things are abandoned. There's an old train, an old outhouse. An outhouse just there. Well, I was really excited when we went to Dinky's Diner.
That was probably one of the best burgers I've had in a minute. Like,
you
always know you're going to get a solid burger at a little hole in the wall diner somewhere.
Yeah. It was like a mom and her daughter was running it. And it felt like the start of a really good movie.
Oh, and clearly some kind of civic club or organization was in there having a meeting. Like they were going through their agenda and they were like making notes and changes to their bylaws and like trying to decide if they had to do something according to the bylaws. It was perfect.
Very small town. That was giving Stars Hollow.
Yeah, it was making me a little homesick, honestly.
Yeah, oh really? I'm like, guys, this is not that serious. You need to move on. We were eavesdropping. But that was cute. That place was really cute. And there are donkeys everywhere. When we drove by, we saw a bunch of donkeys. Yeah.
Yeah, just milling through town.
We saw a lot of interesting nature, or we wanted to see more than we actually saw.
I know there kept being signs telling us that we were going to watch out for tortoises, and we never saw one.
But it makes sense because in the Man-Child video, Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child video, there's something, a bird on a tortoise or something, and I bet you she filmed in that area. They probably found the tortoise. Nah, that was a Hollywood tortoise.
That is a SAG carrying.
That's a Union tortoise.
So we finally made it to Tonopah after dark. It was like 7:45 at night. So we didn't really get to see it in the daylight when we first rolled into town. But it is a mining town. Well, it was a mining town. I don't think there's any mining going on now. A man named Jim Butler first discovered a vein of silver in the area. So I don't know if a lot of people know that when the gold rush was going on in Alaska and California, there was a silver rush going on in Nevada. So that's why a lot of the abandoned mining towns are from silver veins. For a moment, this area was the second largest silver producer in the nation. By 1900, the Butler camp had 250 people, and it grew into a boom town and was named Tonopah in 1905.
Tonopah was really cute.
It was very cute. And there was like still a setup of what it would have looked like as a mining town. So you could actually go in, like during the day, you could go in and do a tour.
And because it's Nevada, you can gamble in a lot of places.
Yes. Pretty much everywhere. Anywhere you stop, there is a casino or a slot machine or something.
We stayed at the Mitzvah Hotel, it's where it's at in Tonopah.
So this is a small town, but there are two beautiful, very nice hotels across the street from each other. And the whole time we were like, why are there such nice hotels in this like tiny, forgotten mining town? It made no sense to us. I eventually figured out the reason. So we stayed at the Mitzvah, but across from us was the Belvada. And we're going to start with the history of the Belvada. The town and its silver caught the attention of investors around the world, apparently, along with everybody you want in a successful town: doctors, lawyers, accountants, other professionals, which prompted the opening of the Nevada State Bank and Trust Building in April of 1906. Companies, investors, and speculators used the bank building to make major mining deals, and some say major swindles too.
What a shock.
And would then go across the street to what was then called the Mizpah Grill to celebrate their good fortune at the bar. But like all good fortune, it was short-lived. A nationwide financial panic struck later that year, forcing the bank to close. By 1908, the legendary Nevada Club Saloon opened the building back up and had earned the reputation as one of the best bars in America by 1910. So, I mean, it could be exaggerated a little bit. I don't know if the New York Times was making a list of the best saloons around the country, but you never know. Drinking was important.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it was 1910.
Especially in the West, drinking was important.
Yeah.
There was nothing else to do.
I mean, to deal with that rough life, you need a drink.
Yeah. But other businesses in the building included a luxury barbershop, because, the miners, they love their luxury barber services. Outfitted with showers and a steam room. That is a fancy one. A women's beauty parlor, a shoe shine stand, drugstore, cigar shop, clothing store, and offices. The building was the primary hub for business until the Great Depression, after which it sat completely vacant for nearly 80 years. But in 2017, the building was in terrible shape, as you can imagine, and the town of Tonopah needed to either sell it to somebody who would renovate it or tear it down. So Fred and Nancy Klein, who had already brought the Mizpah Hotel across the street back to life, purchased the historic building for $1, the ceremonial dollar. Yeah, so the town really wanted somebody to do something with it, probably because they were going to have to spend so much money bringing that building back to life that had been just sitting there crumbling for 80 years. Wow. So they began renovation in 2017 and had resurrected it by the end of 2020.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's the Belvada.
That's the Belvada. That's the hotel we did not stay in. It was a tough choice. Like, we kept going back and forth between them, trying to figure out which one we wanted to stay in. But we decided the Mizpah was older, and so therefore slightly more historic.
Yeah. Also, we should mention that in this town, there's other hotels that are well known to have a clown theme.
Oh, right, the Clown Motel.
Yeah, which okay. So we could have stayed there. And I went on the website and I was like, no. Because I'll tell you why. I don't love clowns, but I don't think I'm like, oh, I find clowns are creepy. But the fact that, it was cheap, but then it was like kind of dirty. I'm like, I don't do dirty. If you're going to be a creepy clown place, you better be clean. Like, what do you mean? I didn't want to stay at another dirty hotel. I can't do that.
Not unless there's a really good reason for it.
Yeah, the reason we have no other choice.
Yeah, exactly. But we had two very nice choices.
Yeah, and I'm very happy we stayed at the Mizpah.
Me too.
Me too.
It was worth it for sure.
Now we're going into the Mizpah, which is across the street from the Belvada and the one we stayed at. U.S. Senator George Nixon and businessmen George Wingfield, Cal Broder, and Bob Govin built the hotel for $200,000. They wanted a high-class hotel with a restaurant in which to conduct their business. This is always how it starts. They need a place to do business.
Yep.
It opened on November 17th, 1908. And was the tallest building in Nevada at the time with 5 floors.
I know. Sorry. I know. I had to include that.
Okay. Well, 1908 Nevada. And remember, Vegas is not a thing yet.
Right.
Not even close. So, yeah, that makes sense. Nevada is literally just a desert.
Yeah.
The Mizpah was the center of Tonopah's social and economic scenes during Tonopah's boom years, with elite guests like eventual Nevada Governor Tasker Adi. Cool name.
Great name.
And later, Senator Key Pittman. The hotel was supposedly named by the wife of Jim Butler, who discovered the Tonopah mines. The editor of the Tonopah Bonanza wrote in 1901 that she took the name from a book loaned to her. Mizpah is a Hebrew word meaning watchtower. A 1913 Bonanza article about the origin of the town's name references a verse in Genesis 31:44, where Jacob and Laban set up a pile of stones to seal a deal between them, and the author noted that this scene reminded him of a mining claim. The first thing I said when I heard this hotel was, this sounds Hebrew. A lot of names, a lot of towns, and a lot of things in this part of America have biblical roots. Joshua Tree is a biblical thing.
Yes.
So, but Mizpah is Hebrew.
It's straight up Hebrew. Yeah.
It's just straight up Hebrew. A man named Key Pittman moved to Tonopah to make money in mining, but practiced law instead and then got into politics. That's the pipeline, guys. He was elected a senator and served until he died in 1940. Rumors spread that he had actually died before the 1940 election, and party leaders kept his body on ice in a bathtub at the hotel until the votes passed. That way, his party could name his replacement. In actuality, he died of a heart attack at a hospital in Reno a few weeks after the election.
So even back then, people would make up the wildest stuff to be like, you stole the election.
That's a crazy rumor.
In 120 years, this country has not changed.
It has not changed. But also, like, what do you mean they kept him in a bath on ice? What is this, The Shining? That's a crazy rumor.
It's a crazy rumor, guys.
The hotel's dining room is called the Jack Dempsey Room because it has long been said that Dempsey was a bouncer at the hotel. However, Dempsey himself said he never worked there. He was in Tonopah in 1913. However, for boxing matches, so he could have worked there to pick up extra cash between boxing matches. But he said he never worked there.
Yeah, but I wonder if that was like bringing down his rep or something.
Do boxers have good rep to maintain?
Well, if you're like a winning boxer, maybe he didn't want it to sound like he wasn't making enough money boxing to be able to pay his bills.
Oh,
there was a story in this newspaper about him winning $100 at a boxing match and then going to a restaurant to celebrate and immediately getting held up at gunpoint and his $100 stolen. So I'm like, Jack Dempsey, are you sure you didn't need to like pick up a shift at the Mizpah to make ends meet from time to time?
I definitely think he did. Yeah.
Yeah. So
because I feel like no one was making money just because they were famous back then.
Yeah.
Like the managers were all crooks for sure.
Absolutely. Of course, a hotel as old as the Mizpah and in such a remote area with a history of miners, saloons, and ne'er-do-wells has a ghost story with a beautiful woman at the center. The Mizpah's ghost is known as the Lady in Red. She was believed to be a guest at the hotel in the 1920s. Some believe she was a prostitute with a jealous lover who strangled and stabbed her in the fifth floor suite that is now named after her. Another widely accepted description of the events is that the Lady in Red had been caught cheating on her husband at the hotel after he had missed a train, and then, I guess, went back, found her cheating, and killed her in a jealous rage. Guests and staff say they hear her footsteps down the hall or that she shakes the chandelier over the bed. Does Nevada have earthquakes?
I don't know.
Some swear that numbers will light up on the hotel's Keno board even though it's unplugged. And I had to look this up. A Keno board is a gambling game. And then some say they find pearls on their pillows or nightstands.
Oh, yeah.
She like leaves pearls around the hotel.
We did not stay on the floor. She was haunted.
No, that room was booked. I have a feeling that room is probably booked pretty frequently. Her room, though, that they've made it really, really beautiful. I absolutely would have stayed in it if it weren't already booked.
It's okay. Well, we should talk a little bit about the decor of this hotel because it has not changed.
Yeah, it's stunning. The collection of furniture that they have put together for this, for the lobby, for the hallways, for the room, like stunning.
Yeah, and even though it has it's very dark inside, there's a lot of carpet and dark wood and they kept that early century.
It has like the gaslight atmosphere.
Yeah, but I will say it does feel haunted, but I'm not creeped out by it. I thought I would be, but there's almost like a jovial spirit in there. Like everyone was there in the town. Like this is the place to be.
Yes.
It was honestly visiting these small towns. You're like, Oh, okay. Now I get those movies and shows. I mean, you grew up in it, so it's a little different. But for me, it's like, this is where the locals go. They know the bartender, they know the whatever. And it's very small. So it's just different than knowing your local bartender. Because if your local bartender gets fired or quits, like you might never see them again. But in a town like this, you're going to see them again.
Yeah, you're going to run into the grocery store.
Yeah. So people like knew each other by name. The bartender and the waitress, they were really nice. Like everyone's really nice. I feel like we got very lucky. We had dinner there. The menu looked really good. So we order our food. Then I think we were pretty much done with our meal. And a guy comes up to us, introduces himself to us. He's a local, this older guy. His name is Bruce. And he's just like, welcome to Tonopah. The meal's on me. And we're just like, what? What is going on? Like, what do you mean? Because this was not cheap. This is a fancy place. This is a nice hotel. And this was a dinner. And he's like, yeah, next time, if you're here, you should sit at the bar, talk to the locals. And what's funny is that we actually originally sat at the bar, but no one was coming to us. So we went to a table. That is a good introduction to the town. We don't know if that's what the people of Tonopah do or if that was just
what Bruce does.
What Bruce does. Yeah. It was so sweet. I was so shocked. When he came towards our table, I'm like, what does this man want to, why? My New York was like, what do you want?
It was such a nice surprise. A great way to end our first day. It was so sweet. So yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I loved is they have a 4-page newsprint, like news sheet that they print with different articles from the Tonopah Bonanza, which is their local newspaper. They'll like take old articles and reprint them on this that give you a sense of the history of the town and the hotel. And they leave that on your bed. So whenever you check in and go upstairs, it's like you have that day's edition of the small town news. Yeah. It's really, really cute. I think that was a stellar touch that they added.
They definitely lean into their town, into their history. It's like, it was just so fun. The hotel passed through several hands over the years and closed its doors in 1999. But in 2011, the Kleins renovated and reopened it. In a 2011 issue of the Tonopah Times Bonanza, owner Nancy Klein said she thinks Tonopah is a gem because people are seeking authenticity. She said, in Tonopah, you are closer to the land, closer to understanding that life can be hard and tough, but also closer to appreciating the simpler things in life, like a good meal and a good glass of wine. I actually very much agree with her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But also, I did learn that Tonopah is halfway between Reno and Las Vegas. So I feel like it's authenticity paired with a gambling stop halfway between the two major gambling
what makes
cities.
It stop. But we also went to go stargazing.
Yeah, that was our first night we got to stargaze because they have a little dark sky area.
Yeah.
And really wow. Nice. I always forget exactly what the sky really looks like until you get to go into the middle of nowhere, like the real middle of nowhere.
I know. That was so beautiful. And we saw some shooting stars.
Mm-hmm.
We both realized our vision is so bad. What do normal people see when they look at the stars at night? Because we are like, is that a star? Is that a plane? Is that my eyes and astigmatism?
Day 2 was the main event. So this was the whole point of this road trip, which was the Extraterrestrial Highway, which is also known as State Route 375. It is a almost 100-mile state highway. The highway stretches from State Route 318 at Crystal Springs northwest to U.S. Route 6 at Warm Springs. But we actually started on the US Route 6 side. So we're coming from the west and going to the east. Most people, when they're describing the ET highway, they talk about from the east to the west because I guess a lot of people come up from Las Vegas to do it.
Yeah.
So we kind of did it backwards, but that's okay. The route travels through mostly unoccupied desert terrain. Absolutely.
Oh my God. There was nothing.
Nothing.
You better bring snacks, guys.
Yeah, with end music and download your music first.
Yeah. You had no reception.
Not have reception sometimes. So where did this ET highway even come from? Why is it called that? In 1989, an engineer named Bob Lazar claimed to have worked on alien spaceships and to have viewed saucer test flights in Tikaboo Valley, telling his story to a Las Vegas television station, which was subsequently broadcast as an exclusive report. Oh man, remember exclusive reports?
I love those, yeah.
By the 1990s, stories of the top secret U.S. government base at Area 51, which is located near Highway 375, had become mainstream, and many books and personal accounts had been published regarding extraterrestrial spacecraft and alien activity in the region surrounding Groom Lake. And when they say Area 51 is located near Highway 375, they mean it is located right next almost to Highway 375. That's almost as close as you can get to it. Area 51, for those of you who somehow don't know this, is a highly classified U.S. Air Force facility within the Nevada Test and Training Range in southern Nevada, 83 miles northwest of Las Vegas. A remote detachment administered by Edwards Air Force Base, the facility is officially called Homey Airport or Groom Lake, after the salt flat next to its airfield. Details of its operations are not made public, thus highly classified, but the U.S. Air Force says that it is an open training range and it is commonly thought to support the development and testing of experimental aircraft and weapons. The Air Force and CIA acquired the site in 1955, primarily for flight tests of the Lockheed U-2 aircraft. All research and occurrences in Area 51 are top secret or sensitive compartmented information. The CIA publicly acknowledged the base's existence, finally, on June 25th, 2013, through a Freedom of Information Act request filed in 2005. It took them 8 years to honor that request, and people had been saying it had existed for decades at that point, and they kept denying it. It has declassified documents detailing its history and purpose. The intense secrecy surrounding the base has made it the frequent subject of conspiracy theories and a central component of UFO folklore.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about the new change in language about all this stuff. They want to call it UAPs now?
Yeah.
No.
That's not happening. That's not catching on.
I mean, the professionals are saying it or whatever. They're like, UFOs. I'm like, but why? It's a flying object.
Yeah, well, and there's also like they took the word UFO and made it where if you study that, you're a ufologist. So now a ufologist studies UAPs? No, you can't change all of the lingo.
That's probably why they want to do it, because they want to delegitimize the ufologists, which are already. But yeah, so we went to the town closest to Area 51, which is Rachel, Nevada.
Yes, Rachel is about, it's pretty much the midway point on this highway of nothing.
It is literally nothing. It's beautiful, but there is nothing, like miles and miles. When we say it's like the side of the road town, this is like, there's like a few trailers. Like this is a town of 50 to 100 people. We did at some point try to get to the closest gate to Area 51. You can get to a certain point. They are watching you and you are not allowed, like, we're talking about still miles away. Yeah. We didn't find it.
Yeah, there's like specific dirt roads that you can take to go to either the back gate or the front gate, but we took a ranch road by accident and couldn't find it. And the map that they give you is like a hand-drawn map. It's not because the military does not want you coming up to the gates. So like it's not easy, but there's like gigantic signs there that are like, hey, you can't come any further, and if you try to come further, they will immediately haul you out and fine you. And,
the sign.
yeah.
You got a $600 fine the first time you violate it. Eventually you can get arrested.
Yeah.
Like, this is no joke. And we were going to take the back road. We went through the ranch. The guy locked his gate to get to the real road. That's really what happened. If that gate was open, we would have driven down.
Yeah, we could have gotten to the right dirt road if his gate was open. But so Rachel, being the closest settlement to Area 51, of course, attracts people in search of UFOs, alien life, and even, I guess, just experimental aircraft, if you think that that's what the Air Force is doing there, because it is a testing range. To capitalize on this supposed paranormal activity along the route, the Nevada Commission on Tourism sought to rename the highway. This is back in the 90s. So state officials drew inspiration from the alien legends and dubbed State Route 375 the Extraterrestrial Highway in February of 1996. The Tourism Commission hoped that renaming would draw travelers to the austere and remote reaches of southern central Nevada, where old atomic bomb test sites, secret Defense Department airstrips, and huge sequestered tracts of military land create a marketable mystique. That's a quote.
The small town of Rachel, located near the midpoint of the highway, caters to tourists, geocachers, and UFO seekers with alien-themed businesses. Although the area receives some tourism due to alleged extraterrestrial activity, SR 375 remains a lightly traveled route. The small town of about 50 residents is a little more than homes and a few businesses. The Little Alien, which is where we stayed, is the focal point of the town, providing a small motel, an alien-themed restaurant bar, and extraterrestrial souvenirs. There's also a gas station and alien souvenir store like down the road, which was really cute. Before the highway was renamed to its current extraterrestrial theme, the Little Alien was simply known as the Rachel Grill. But seeing an opportunity, the owners changed the name and went all in with the decor. News of the highway renaming reached 20th Century Fox. The studio used the opportunity to promote the release of the film Independence Day, whose plot involves an alien invasion of Earth and the secret facility at Area 51. There was a public dedication ceremony for the Extraterrestrial Highway, and it was held in Rachel in April 1996. State dignitaries at the ceremony were joined by studio executives and Independence Day stars Jeff Goldblum, Robert Loggia, Bill Pullman, and Brett Spiner. Wait, where's Will Smith? He was too cool. Nevada Governor Bob Miller presided over the ceremony, speaking with humorous space references and unveiling special Extraterrestrial Highway 375 and speed limit Warp 7 signs for the highway, which you see when you drive through when we were driving. The event concluded with several guests placing items related to Nevada and the film into a time capsule commemorating the occasion.
Yes, and this has a statue in front of the Little Alien that shows where this time capsule is, and they're supposed to dig it up in 50 years from 1996. So 2046.
2046, yeah.
I saw photos of this event on Twitter, by the way, and it's so funny to see this young Jeff Goldblum and Bill Pullman out in the middle of nowhere, Nevada, and you know that they're just like, what are we doing here?
Oh my God. Did they stay at Little Alien? They should have. It was a blast. So we stayed at Little Alien. This place, it's not a 5-star resort. We had a shared bathroom. It was so cute. Again, the people were great. You go in and they stuck to the theme. There's so much going around. But my favorite thing is that they have a evidence room. They dedicated a little closet full of DVDs and VHS of like alien themed movies. And in every room you have a DVD and VHS player.
out on the property, they had they had alien murals on the walls. They had like a gigantic statue thing of a flying saucer that lights up at night. So it has, it's actually the brightest spot on this entire highway because of the lights that they have.
It's crazy. This is, there's like, that's the only place.
Yeah, because 50 miles in either direction, there is nothing.
There's nothing.
Which made it another beautiful night for stargazing. You can just walk along the highway and see just incredible sights. I don't blame people for going to look for UFOs and stuff in these skies, because these are skies like you do not get to see.
There's no one on the road and there's nothing around. So we were just literally in the middle of the road staring up at the sky. And then at one point we see all the way in the distance and it looks like a light, like down the road, like really far. And I'm like, oh, that must be someone's like porch light. And I guess it was coming closer. No, we just saw miles away a car headlight.
If you're on the east side of the extraterrestrial highway, that is where it begins. If you're coming from Vegas, at Crystal Springs, which is a ghost town, turned basically just rest area now. Like there's nothing there. As the highway heads through Tikaboo Valley, it meets what is known as Mailbox Road, which is a dirt access road leading to the restricted lands surrounding Area 51. It used to be marked by a single postal drop known as the Black Mailbox. The original mailbox there was just a normal big black mailbox, but eventually it was removed by its owner, the rancher Steve Medlin, due to continued vandalism. People would put stickers and graffiti on it and sift through its contents. Medlin's mailbox became infamous among UFO enthusiasts and tourists due to people presuming it was the mailbox for Area 51 itself. This poor man, no one will leave his mailbox alone.
Are people that dumb? Do they think Area 51 just has their mailbox out like that?
So eventually Medlin replaced this black mailbox with a more secure white mailbox that had his name on it in big black letters. But the name Black Mailbox still stuck. And then he finally just took it out altogether because people would not leave it alone because people suck.
Or die. Oh my God.
I know. So now you can still go to Black Mailbox Road and see like where people, it's still a gathering point, I think, for people, but no Black Mailbox. And then in keeping with the supposed alien links to the area, in 2006, KFC established what was said to be the first corporate logo visible from space, made from 87,500 square feet of tiles and located just off the ET highway in Rachel. So KFC wanted the aliens to know that they existed.
That is the most American thing I've ever heard.
But the logo has since been removed, I guess.
Yeah, there's no KFC around.
So as we traveled and got to the end of the extraterrestrial highway, there were a couple more alien-themed businesses that we got to go to.
There's another jerky shop that's an alien theme. We didn't get to go in. And then there was the hangar-looking place.
The Alien Research Center. That was the end of the actual extraterrestrial highway. So from there, we traveled down 93, heading south towards Vegas.
We did not stop in Vegas. We drove by it.
Yeah. And so then we continued on down I-15 until we got to Primm, which is where the state line marker is between Nevada and California.
And missed opportunity. Apparently, in this town, there is Bonnie and Clyde's actual car, shot up car, and like a little museum that we didn't know about and we didn't stop by to see, and we regret it.
While we were still on I-15, we stopped in a town called Baker, California, because we saw on the map there was something called an alien jerky car. And we were like, what the heck is an alien jerky car? And so we stopped, and it's actually this gigantic gas station and alien themed souvenir and yes, jerky and hot sauce and all these other things shop that has, it's just kitsch. It's alien kitsch as far as the eye can see. We had no idea that it was there. It just happened to be on our way home. What is probably going to end up being a really big tourist draw is behind this alien gas station. The owner is also building a UFO hotel. It's been under construction and like in several different processes of planning for like a decade now, basically. On its website, it says that it's being built by Luis Ramayo, who also owns Alien Fresh Jerky. It's in the shape of a mothership. So it really does look like this gigantic flying saucer that has landed in Baker. And I think it's meant to be like in a very, very immersive type hotel. So I'm sure that if they can ever get it built, that inside it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, this store was amazing. It was really funny. And there was just like little themes of aliens everywhere. There's a picture, I'm going to share it, but there's a ship and it says, and has like little aliens on it. It's like the first alien ship to discover America or something. Oh my God. It's just like the creativity and I
love it. So from there, we finally got to Route 66. First, we stopped in Yermo, which is about 10 miles north of Barstow, where we saw the Liberty Sculpture Park.
That was shockingly very moving. Like I was very emotional.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's because the wind was also knocking me off my feet because it was so windy. It's this park that has these huge sculptures about the Tiananmen Square massacre in China. And like the artist is Chinese and there's a lot of, it was very, very good.
There's a ton of different sculptures paying homage to victims of communism.
And there was my favorite pieces was the pickup truck, not the pickup truck,
the bulldozer.
And there's just all the dictators' heads on the bulldozer.
Yes.
And it's just like taking out the trash. And then underneath are like sculptures of the books, like Mein Kampf. And
there's Communist Manifesto, Mein Kampf.
Yeah, stuff like that. It was really intense. And then there's this one sculpture with like, it's made out of, on the bottom, skeleton, like heads. Like that was sad. I thought we were going to some fun sculpture thing. I had no idea I was going to be.
After all of the weird and bizarre and fun things we had seen on the road, we just assumed it was going to be another one like that. We didn't really look up what it was. And so then we walked into something completely different, very worthwhile, and should absolutely check it out. But yeah, definitely very moving.
Yeah. And then we were hungry.
Yeah. So a pretty famous, I think, diner in this town is called Peggy Sue's Diner. It's the diner from the 50s that you want to eat at. Like it was really actually pretty perfect.
They leaned in heavily in the 1950s theme. I think it was around in the 1950s.
It's been around. It wasn't called that in the 1950s. The current owners took it over in the 80s, and they both worked in Hollywood and had tons and tons of kitschy film stuff. And so they just put it all into this diner, and it works.
It works really well. And the waitresses, they got the same attitude. They're like, yeah, what do you want, sweetie, honey, darling? Oh my God. And in the bathroom, so I go into the stall and I'm on the toilet and I can see through the crack. I see a man looking like he's peeing on the wall. It's like, who the fuck is in here? It's just a statue of a man peeing. You don't see anything, obviously, but I was like, what? Why is this here? It's so random. It's very weird in a good way.
It was great.
And it's packed. Like people come in and they're chatting with the waitresses. It's like a place to be.
So we got to see some really cool things along Route 66. Of course, everybody always thinks about the classic neon signs. So we were definitely on the lookout for those. So we got some really good shots of like the Baghdad Cafe, which has a really nice sign, and also the Magic Lamp Inn, which is not an inn. It is just a restaurant and cocktail lounge, but their sign is really cool. So we'll give them a pass. And then whenever we got to San Bernardino, we got to see the Wigwam Motel.
Mm-hmm. That was cool.
Yeah, that's one of like Route 66's most iconic, probably roadside motels. It used to be a chain. There's only two of them left. One is in San Bernardino and the other is in Arizona. It was built in 1949, and it's famous for its 19 towering, 32-foot tall concrete teepees, which you can sleep in. And it's also famous because it used to have a sign. It no longer does, but it used to have a sign saying, "Do it in a teepee." Can't imagine why they took that down.
I think it's very appropriate.
Yeah. As you continue along Route 66, there's some really cool roadside motels, but another hotel that is in Monrovia on one of the original Route 66 alignments is the Aztec Hotel, which is a historical landmark in Monrovia, which is in the San Gabriel Valley. This hotel is an example of Mayan revival architecture mixed with Art Deco and Spanish colonial revival. So it is a very unique looking building. You are not going to see another one look quite like it.
No, it's not a hotel anymore.
It's not currently functioning as a hotel, no. It was designed by architect Robert Stacy Judd and built in 1925. It opened to the public in September of 1925 with over 40 rooms. It is reputedly very haunted and closed in 2012 for renovations, but so far has still not reopened and is currently for sale. But there is a popular restaurant open inside called the Mayan Bar and Grill.
But wow, they were supposed to reopen. They never did. Are they selling it for $1?
You know what I just realized? This is Mayan revival architecture, and it closed in 2012, which is when the Mayan calendar ended.
That's what they were talking about the whole time.
God,
they said this was the end of the architectural Mayan.
It's just the end of the hotel, not the end of the world, guys.
My God, guys. You didn't read the message correctly.
So that makes me think this hotel's not reopening.
No. Unless they want to sell it for a really good price.
Yeah, like $1. The clients will buy it for $1. So from there, we continued on Route 66 to Pasadena, where we went to the Saga Motor Hotel.
Actually, very well kept. Very well kept.
Of all the motels we saw, this one was still in tip-top shape.
Yeah, still open.
Yeah, and still open, which is nice. Local architect Harold Zook designed the Saga to catch the eye of the passing motorist with a dramatic neon sign in Moorish-inspired script, intricately decorated concrete block elements, and towering palm trees around the glistening swimming pool. It opened in 1959, and like many other classic mid-century modern motels, the Saga sprang up along Route 66 in the post-war period to accommodate travelers and tourists bunking in the city of Memphis.
So I added this to the list because I was in the mood to be Thelma and Louise, and I saw that they filmed at this motel near USC. I'm like, we gotta go check it out. And I didn't really realize it's technically not Route 66, but it fits in with our vibe. So we went, and it is the place that they filmed the scene where they meet Brad Pitt. Not where they meet Brad Pitt, where Gina Davis's character and him have a little fling, and she's a dumbass.
Yeah.
Because why she didn't put that money away. And also, why would Louise give her the money?
I don't know. That's what when I was growing up watching that movie, I was like, Thelma's such an idiot. And now as an adult, I'm like, Louise is such an idiot.
Louise is such an idiot.
You know you can't trust her.
She really could have easily been like, that man tried to kill us, I killed him. Self-defense. There's no cameras, no one knows.
Exactly. Or, it's the early 90s. There's no cameras.
And I'm sure he had other people who would have been like, yeah, I saw that. But then she also refuses to drive through Texas because of her.
Talk about trauma-informed decision-making.
Yeah. She seems logical and she's not. But you trust that bitch.
Girl, go drive through Texas and then get yourself a therapist. That movie could have been done like that.
It wouldn't have been as good.
But it wouldn't have been as iconic.
It wouldn't have been a classic. So we went to visit their little spot.
Yeah, and I mean, I still like the name of this motel is The Vagabond. It's so on the nose for Brad Pitt's character.
Yeah. You think they did that on purpose?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. We jumped back on Route 66.
Yeah, there we go. And we get to a motel called Paradise Motel, which is located apparently in not the greatest neighborhood in LA. It's near a nice neighborhood.
It's nice neighborhood adjacent, but it itself is not. It's on Sunset Boulevard. It's called Paradise Motel. It's got all the right adjectives and nouns to sound amazing, but no, it's ironic. It is ironically named Paradise.
I bet you if the walls can talk in this motel.
I mean, when you want to talk to the person that you would be checking in with, they're in a bulletproof glass case. So it was adorable, I'm sure, when it opened in the 50s.
It looked a little different back then. It's still cute. The outside is cute. I'm shocked it's still running. I am kind of curious, like, what are the stories happening in there? Who are these people?
So if you continue down Route 66, you will end up in Santa Monica. And the official terminus of Route 66 is at Lincoln and Olympic. And it runs right by the Mel's Diner that's in Santa Monica. It has not always been a Mel's Diner. So for much of Route 66's heyday, it was a different restaurant, but it's known for its penguin sign. And so Mel's Diner kept that whenever they moved into the location. The unofficial end of Route 66 is at the Santa Monica Pier. And you can there's a cute little sign there and everything that a lot of people like to take photos with. And it is across the street from a few very famous hotels. These are a little bit nicer than your roadside motel. one of which is the Eden, which we got to record last week's episode with Christopher Reynolds at, and we'll be returning to record a feature episode about them because they have a really cool history. The Fairmont Miramar is another luxury hotel that is across the street from the pier.
There's some really nice hotels in that neighborhood. There's also the Proper Hotel.
I was reading that a lot of people, if they are going from Chicago to LA, then for their last night on Route 66, they like to splurge a little bit.
Santa Monica is a great place to do that. You're in the most picturesque LA spot. If you're going to splurge, do it there. Too bad we live here and we're not splurging.
Thanks for listening to Hotel History. You can follow us on most social media platforms, Patreon, and Substack by searching for Hotel History or Hotel History Podcast. To connect or collaborate with us, check out our website at hotelhistorypodcast.com. If you like what you hear, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify so we can reach more listeners.